You know, if you got phones here like this and they're giving you trouble, what you need to do, wrap them in a cloth like this and apply a little BFH. I happen to have a BFH right here. Well, there you go. That phone is guaranteed never to give me a problem again. How about that? And that's a simple way to fix your phone, obviously. There are better ways, probably. But as far as catching a bass, I tried to keep it really simple. On my recent trip, I didn't bring a boat, I didn't bring a motor, not even a kayak. Just me, one rod, one lure, and I was trying to catch one fish. So I failed on the past couple of attempts, but on the third time, I think that was the charm. Come on, let's go get him. Yep, take away the road noise, we got what Florida pretty much used to be. The real deal. No strip malls or roads and traffic, and this is what it's all about, folks. All natural. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, I took my simple rig over to the mud puddle. That's the place where I first hooked and lost that bowfin. That's a really cool fish. That's where I found Bart, sitting on the bank right there. But now that I'm back and I have Bart, I'm gonna go to the other end of this little lake or pond or whatever you call it. Way over here on this end is where that other bowfin was, the one that took my jig head. There he is, right there. Well, let's see if I can get him to eat this custom homemade frog lure. I got Bart sitting right on top of him. Well, I did a little research on these bowfin, and it seems that the females lay their eggs and then they take off. And the male is left behind to guard the little eggs or little fish. And I bet that this was a male and that he was protecting a bunch of babies. Not necessarily hungry, but just shooing everything away that got close. Whenever Bart got close, his dorsal fin would undulate. It was crazy. Whenever the lure was close to him, you could see he was clearly agitated. It was exciting. There he is, coming out from his little hole there. He was putting his nose right up against the lure. This is as exciting as any fishing I've done on salt water. I was holding my breath. Mr. Alligator wasn't around. The situation was perfect. I would give the lure a couple twitches every once in a while. I gotta get a picture of this. He was coming up and putting his nose right there. Right on Bart's behind. And I let it sit there, and he wouldn't strike it. Let's see if I can get him to eat it this time. The bowfin circles around, puts his face right up against the lure again. I could almost hear his thoughts. He was like, "Hey, frog, you need to get out of here." "I don't want to, but I'll bite you." I couldn't get over it. I was trying to stand still so not to frighten him. My heart was barely beating. Yeah, right. Probably like only 200 beats a minute. Look at that. Right there, 10, 15 feet away from me. He just wasn't biting it. But I wasn't about to give up. You guys should have seen this in real life. The GoPro makes that look far away, but it was right there. I'm glad I had my DSLR camera. I was able to get a couple of real good shots. It was driving me crazy. But again, I was determined to catch this fish. When I shot this footage, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what his problem was. All I knew is I wanted him to bite that lure. I gotcha. Oh boy, look at that thing. This was a powerful fish. And angry. He was very strong. That was a big fish. See next to my foot. He got some teeth on him too. I'm glad it didn't lip him the first time I saw him. Looking back, I'm sorry I didn't get any better pictures of this guy. I was kind of excited though, and he was getting all dirty and beat up, and I wanted to get him back into the water.
Come on. He's out of the water long enough.
Little did I know that these fish have primitive lung. They can gulp air, and they can breathe for a long time when they're up on the bank. I could have left that guy up there for quite a long time, and I could have gotten some good pictures of him.
Way to go, Bart. Bart's revenge. How cool is that?
Well, all's well that ends well. I still have Bart, and I was able to catch that big fish that was giving me such a hard time in this little tiny lake. But I still hadn't caught my bass.
You know, without a phone on me right now, I don't know what time it is. Quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care. Most of the time, I'm always checking Facebook or YouTube or text messaging from work or voicemail. Today, I don't care. I'll worry about that stuff tomorrow.
Well, the next day, I took Bart just around the corner from that little lake to a much bigger lake. And over here, I continued my search for my very first largemouth bass.